already logged in on
million
this
times.
computer. I know. I know.
And we are live here on YouTube.
On the YouTubes.
I'm trying to mute there we go.
Trying to
So,
find
we are live on YouTube, and I am with the two Catherines.
it. Here we are.
One from up north, one from out east. And 22.3 has been announced. What are our thoughts?
Well, it got released an hour early, thanks to John Woolley and Make WODs Great Again. So that was kind of interesting. I was actually shocked that he released it. Did you see that, Catherine, by any chance?
No, I was like out and about and then came in and hopped on just like 15 minutes before or whatever, and they were releasing it and watching the chat on YouTube. And I was like, who released it? What's going on? Like,
Yeah.
living real life. I missed things.
Yeah. Apparently somebody like found the URL that they were using, I guess, to test the website, to get it ready, and found the workout and then sent it out to some folks, and those folks decided to repost it, and then everybody knew what it was.
Why would they do that? Like, even if you want to hack it for your own, like, find it out and be on the front, but like if you have a big social media platform, it kind of wrecks it for everybody.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I don't know. We'll have to ask John.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a great
workout
question. Like, if you're part of the community and you know what like these days are for the community, why would you do it?
Yeah, it seems like a stunt, and not anything else than that. And that's kind of crappy. I mean,
Yeah, because it wrecks the moment.
right. I mean, we found it and we shared it amongst ourselves, right? Because, it's part of our job to do that. But I would have never reposted it for sure.
Right. I mean, you have to factor in, is it worth the short time glory to say, hey, I got it? But if it was just sent to you, what work did you do to get it?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I think I'm sure
And like hackers wreck everything.
Right.
So like we don't need to share what people are doing to wreck something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. You just prep your stuff so then when it drops, you have something pretty to post.
Right. Exactly. And you can even say like you got it early, and that's cool, but
Yeah.
you don't have to actually send it out.
Yeah.
So our plan was to delay this a little bit this week so that we had some time to digest the workout. Regretfully, I was in an appointment until 3:30 and then had to haul my butt back home in time to get on here. So I really didn't even know what the workout was until I talked to Kat 2 minutes before we went on the air.
Right.
So I want to get your impressions of this workout. It seems very different from years past. Yes, we've had some climbing movements, but I don't remember two climbing movements in the same workout.
Yeah, it's kind of a mashup of a bunch of things that they've done in the past. I mean, we always see thrusters in the open, and it's always usually the last week. I think we've definitely seen the progression from like maybe toes to bar, chest to bar to bar muscle ups. That's always been a thing. It's the first year that regular chin over bar pull-ups are in a workout, an open workout, an RX open workout. So that's kind of interesting. I think that plays to the whole accessibility and, casting a wider net for folks and not feeling like they can't do the first thing on the list. Because I know my very first open, I guess the second week, it was that overhead squat, chest to bar thing where you had to like buy in, you had to get a certain amount and then go to the next 3 minutes or whatever. And I couldn't do a chest to bar pull up. So I just stared at the bar for, 4 minutes or whatever, did my overhead squats and then just kind of cried in the corner. So at least for people that can do pull-ups and can't do chest to bar, you're going to get 80 some reps into this workout before you have to stop. And you get 12 minutes, the remaining 12 minutes of remaining to figure out how to get a chest to bar maybe. So I think that's good. People that don't have bar muscle ups, are going to get well into the workout as well. I'm looking to see if there's a tiebreaker at all, because I would assume you're going to get a lot of people that are stopped at that, right before the bar muscle ups. And I don't know that there is one, and I'm looking at the wrong pieces of paper that won't give me that answer. So I can tell you the elite athletes did it in like under 6 minutes, and it's a 12-minute time cap. So again, it's like you take whatever the elite people do and you double it, and that's probably where most people are gonna end up here. There's a tie break. Oh no, there is not a tie break. There's a tie break section that says there is no tie break. There's no tie break. Yeah. No tie break. So
interesting.
That kind of stinks for people that are going RX but can't get to a certain point. And at least then it was just a race to get to that rep,
It does seem like there's been no tie break at all, like looking at the leaderboard, that there's just like large sections of people at
big
lots
swaths of people that have the same score. Yeah.
Yeah. The one rep is a massive, I think we're looking at Fikowski's because we were looking at him a lot. Mm-hmm. And like if he had been 2 seconds earlier, he would have been like hundreds higher.
Yeah.
Like 2 seconds is not a lot.
The nice thing for me is that I can take the full 12 minutes and maybe try to get a bar muscle up and not worry about how quickly I get there. You know what I mean? Like normally if there was a tiebreaker, I would kill myself and leave nothing left. But now that I know I could take 12 minutes to do the first 84 reps, and that wouldn't even hurt so bad, I don't think. So kind of makes it fun. It makes it less stressful, but like turns my competitiveness off. You know what I mean? Like I still like to compete in these workouts, but this doesn't really give me anything to compete for. If I know I don't have bar muscle ups and I'm just going to do the first 84 reps or whatever it is, I could do it in 12 minutes or I could do it in 8 minutes. It's not going to matter.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Never thought of that.
That's what I think about, because bar muscle ups are not happening on this body this year. Definitely not.
Just get one and you'll beat like a whole bunch of people.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Just get one or two.
Yeah. And like I said, it could take you the whole time to do it. You could get it in 11:59 and it wouldn't matter if the person before you got it, it's at the 7-minute mark.
Yeah. Yeah. Never thought of that. Yeah. To me, it's kind of what everybody was expecting. Everyone was expecting pull-ups, maybe some toes to bar, kind of like 21.3 last year. And then I like that it made the thrusters progressively get heavier instead of having a heavier lift. Because like when I was looking at the leaderboard last year on the 0.4 section, I think we were looking at, was it Street Horner that like barely made it into the semifinals last year? And his lift was so low, but there were so many people that did the like terrible in 21.3 and then did 21.4. They never did the first 4-second workout in the open. Yeah, those are their only scores. Yeah. And they just buried athletes down when like your open wasn't even complete. But those scores are having an effect on what elite athletes actually make the semifinals. Like that's a bit of a, so I'm happier for them to make something heavier through it to push people, but not having it a max lift. Because with so few scores, it just had a massive play.
The only way that max lift piece works is if it is like an A-B scenario where you have to, at the 14-minute mark, you have to start building your weight and it's like 2 scores within the workout. That tends to level things off because then all the really strong people get a really crappy score on the first part,
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That having just a pure strength event really skews the leaderboard big time. There'll be something like that in the quarterfinals though, for sure. And that will just help solidify the strong people. I'm disappointed. I mean, for me as a more of a strength athlete than a gymnastics athlete or an engine athlete, I'm bummed that there wasn't, a heavier, I would have liked a heavier thruster even. I thought it would have been cool to go like 75, 85, 105 or something, like just something a little bit different. Although I'm never getting to that third barbell anyway. So because of the bar muscle up, so never mind.
Yeah, they could have definitely made it heavier. I also thought sort of at least the women's weight on the deadlift last week was also very reasonable. Because I am not necessarily an RX athlete. I am quite strong, but I was like, the way that I could do those deadlifts last week, I was like, that wasn't kind
Hard
of
enough.
heavy enough. Like it
Right.
should have been harder. And talking to people around the gym, they're like, yeah, like it seemed okay. Like it didn't seem like an RX weight. And same with these. Yeah, if it was 75 kind of an up, would have just pushed it a bit more.
Yeah.
But I guess again, it's to be more reachable.
Nobody asked us.
That's been kind of my complaint since I started CrossFit. Like this is my 10th open. And I very rarely get to the heavy bar because my gymnastics aren't good enough.
Yeah.
And it's always tilted to the people that are better at gymnastics than the people that are better at moving a barbell.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there should be a Clydesdale division.
That'd be cool.
That focuses on people who can move a barbell. And maybe we don't make it to the games, but at least we can compete in the open with like people.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Catherine, you got the movements. Who are the elite athletes that excel at stuff like this?
Well, looking at the women's side, Tia. So I looked across.
So can I ask, is there anything that Tia doesn't excel at?
No. Holty beat her twice at the workouts I pulled. So, but I looked at, because there's nothing with like the thrusters and gymnastics and double unders. So I looked at Friendly Fran 20.2, 19.5, and 21.3. And Tia was first, seventh, sixth, and first. So, she does. But one person that also kind of was up there was Laura Horvath, was 12th in the 19.5, which was the thrusters chest to bars, the 33, 27, 21, 15, that descending one. So I thought that was pretty good. And then she also, in the online semifinals last year, I combined them, and she would have been first out of all the online semifinal athletes last year too in Friendly Fran. So to me, that seems like this could be good for her. There's no muscle ups in anything I pulled, but I don't think that's a glaring hole for her. So Laura Horvath could be a fun one to watch. And Tia, Mal O'Brien was second last year in 21.3. We know that she can move weight and her body. So, she's kind of like Tia, a solid choice. And then looking at the men's side,
I'm trying to see where Laura is in the open leaderboard. Where is she? She's not on the
sure.
page. Hold on one second. She is 183rd.
Yeah, I'm finding the open just so.
Yeah, it's weird. It's hard to predict this year because people are either trying or not trying, and either way, they're still going to make it. Those elite athletes are still going to make it to the next stage. So. Yeah,
totally. So.
183rd probably still puts her second or third in Hungary.
Right. Sure. Not first. Yeah.
Yeah, and then looking at the men's side, just based on how kind of leaderboard and how people did last week, is Colton Mertens was first in that 19.5 workout of the thrusters, chest to bars, the descending rep scheme. He was first, and Ulis Upnix was right behind him, or he wasn't first. Looking at our sort of games athletes, that's what I filtered by. So Mertens was fifth, and sorry, I don't know how to say his name properly. Ulis Upnix. Upnix. Okay. He was ninth. So both those guys had a great week last week. Thrusters and gymnastics, they were on top of our games field. So those would be my picks for the men's side.
And let's not forget Phil Toon. We don't have much data on him from the games, but this is completely his wheelhouse.
Yes. Really anybody from brute strength.
Yeah.
Dallin Pepper could come out and crush this. James Sprague is he taller than Dallin Pepper? I feel like he's taller.
I think so.
Yeah. So maybe not, because thrusters have to be fast, but really brute strength is showing up. So one of them too, just from the array of them all.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see. The double unders too, kind of insignificant. in this workout, right? You got
it's not enough.
42, 36, and 30. It's like, whatever. It's kind of just a break, really. Time for someone to change your weights on your barbell.
Yeah, true.
Probably not even time for someone to do that, but that's the other thing. You can have someone change your barbell, which as an affiliate owner trying to run Friday Night Lights is a complete shit show.
I was wondering about that.
Because you need somebody to judge, and you need an athlete in the lane, and then you need someone else designated who knows what they're doing and is actually paying attention to change the weights. And it ends up usually being the judge, and then you're on the pull-up bar, but you're trying to put weights on, and you're trying to count, and I hate that they do that.
Yeah, no, I saw them doing that in the video. I was like, oh, all right, that's fun.
Just logistics. It's a nightmare logistically.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if you have a big enough gym and you have a lot of floor space, you can set up 3 barbells and it's not a big deal. But I don't know many places that are going to be able to do that.
Yeah, Barracks Fitness doesn't have that kind of space.
Yeah, me neither.
So we'll see.
I don't have that many barbells.
Yeah, you just need a lot, or you just run very few people at a time.
Right.
But
so while we're talking to Catherine, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at your Open Madness bracket, but mine, half of it is completely red and blown up, and half of it is I'm doing awesome. So yeah. I don't even know how to take it.
I don't know. Mine are very, very busted.
Busted, that's a good word.
And lots of people are seeming from like chats on Instagram and stuff. I think there's just a few sort of upsets that really sort of wreck your bracket for you. Like last week, like Alex Vino beating out Justin Medeiros.
Yeah.
That's gonna bust a lot of brackets.
That's Matt. Matt called Justin probably after the first week and was like, listen, dude, chill out. You don't need to do all this. Relax. Pull up Pat Vellner and just chill out this week. I think that was what happened.
Yeah. So Pat Vellner wrecked me because I should have changed it considering he was doing the Open announcement.
Right.
Because that didn't, living at sea level wasn't great for that. Yeah, it's hard. We're probably thinking of changing the game a bit next year to make it a bit more engaging each week. So then your bracket's not just like I'm looking at mine right now. It's just all red. The whole Heroes Men bracket is red. I didn't get a single one right.
Yeah, the Heroes, Men and Women, mine is completely red. So the people I should know the most about, busted.
I have Tia alive in that one.
Yeah, I picked her to get upset week 1 because of coming off the bobsled.
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, I think a lot of people actually, the hopefuls, because I think there were less heart picks, maybe, that you're like, oh, I like this athlete. I want to beat them or pick them to like win it versus actually kind of looking at it maybe a bit or just not knowing and 50-50 chance you just got it right. But yeah.
Yeah. Apparently we interviewed the right people on the hopeful side because I went with the people that I liked from interviewing them. And I think I only have one bracket closed between the two.
Nice.
I still have Ellie Turner still hanging in there for me. And I have Taylor Self. I should have picked Phil Toon to go all the way, but
Phil Toon.
Yeah.
And Ellie Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got Phil Toon, but then I apparently have Spencer Panchek picked as winning this week. I'm now thinking my bracket's wrong. But I did have him because he was fun to watch at Wodapalooza, so I picked him through a little bit.
Yeah, he's
heart pick.
Charismatic for sure.
So speaking of all these elite athletes, week 1 we did our rankings of the camps. Week 2 we did our way too early podium picks for the women. And now week 3, let's do the way too early podium picks for the men.
I have to go last.
Right. One moment, please.
So I posted mine on Discord yesterday to for full transparency. And my number 3 pick is the champ, Justin Medeiros, because I think he lacks the top end strength to win the games. That's what I said last year before
Here we
the
go.
games.
Here we go
That's
again.
what I said last year before the games.
Yep.
And it came back to haunt me as he won the games. But I think it's going to be a very competitive men's field this year with no clear-cut winner. And Justin still he doesn't win a lot. He just is very consistent. And I think some other people have upped their game. So Justin 3rd, Vellner 2nd, Saxon Panchik to win the games. I think to move to proven, working out with Tia every day, learning from Tia is going to give him an edge that he's never had. He's always trained with his brother, and this is not a knock on Scott, but there is a conservativeness to them to be more of a consistent player, and that never got Scott to the podium. And I think that the attitude change at Proven is going to pay dividends for Saxon this year. And my dark horse truly is any of the Brute crew, because they are on fire. But because I have to pick one, I'm going Phil Toon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are solid. So you and Dave have your podium with the same people, but Dave has Justin 1st, Vellner 2nd, and then Saxon 3rd. I think it's going to be really fun to watch Saxon this year and see how the move to proven really plays out for him, because it could be awesome. My podium is the same as Dave of Justin and then Vellner, but I still have Bukowski in there. I don't know, maybe it's like a Canadian heart thing of that. He's still there for me. We'll see.
2/3 Canadian, huh?
Yeah. Well, Canadians
and Medeiros
swept Wadapalooza, man.
Medeiros is pretty close to.
He's just south of that magic line there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and then our dark horse is Phil Toon, but I think he's going to be like a lot of people's dark horse picks, or just like sum up the whole brute strength crew is going to come upset some things. And that's the thing, like with changing up the leaderboard, is some of those guys will take event wins, and I think there's going to be a lot more like mix at the top, like to what you were saying, Scott, if Justin might not be on top. So it'll just depend how many guys can get ahead of him on all the different events.
And there's so many young people that like it could all get shaken up, right? And I think the biggest surprise for me this offseason has been James Sprague. That the kid went from tall and lanky to very, very fit. And what he's doing in the Open in what is traditionally not a tall person's event, to be 8th in the world is pretty flippin' amazing. And I think a lot of kudos have to go to Matt Torres and what he's doing down there in Naples.
Yeah, because he's 20 now, James Sprague-ish.
Yeah, 2021, him and Dallin both.
So he's hit that filling out part.
He's getting there, building that top end strength. My fear is that these guys are peaking too early. It's my only fear, right? This is their first really focused, not just get to the games, but do well at the games kind of a thing. And they're all together and they all, we're coming off of that Wadapalooza high, getting together. I think I'm hoping they're not, but there's a possibility that they're going to train themselves into the ground and that they might be peaking right now. I hope that's not the case, but I feel like that should maybe be out there, that it's a possibility. Because we've seen this before with, younger, a younger training age of athlete that, they come out super hot and, everyone is excited about them. And then they just kind of fizzle during the, semifinals, and then half of them don't make it to the games. And when they do, it's, Jason Hopper. So
I talked to Matt Torres at Wadapalooza, and they were not putting any emphasis on the Open at all. They were just going to train through it. This was not something significant to them. He wants them to peak at semis. That is his goal. And not saying that you're wrong, But
Yeah.
the goal is not to peak now.
Oh, 100%. I'm thinking that they're accidentally doing it because they're excited to be together and they're just putting too much effort into their training right now. And that it's not sustainable. That's all I'm saying. I hope I'm wrong, but
yeah, it's something that I've definitely thought about too, especially like all those guys, because like with Matt and Tia, they were male and female together. Even not that what's happening in CompTrain, but like they have male and female together. Even what Saxon said about him and Spencer always sort of competing as they're working out together. So with Pepper, Toon, and Sprague are all doing everything together, they may not be pacing and doing other things. Like they might be pushing a bit more than intended. That's going to end up with like the sort of peaking too early thing because they don't have, and like this is totally hypothetical, but do they have time training separately? Are they only actually, because I think even Tia and Brooke Wells, like they train together, I think like once or twice a week. They're at the same gym because otherwise they'd end up competing the whole time. Yeah, so I think it might be buffering that compete versus train that hopefully it's not that, but you never know.
One answer to that is that I do know is they only do the same WOD together 1 day a week.
Once a week.
Okay, so that's the handling of it is that then. Sweet. That's good news.
Yeah, isn't it like a brute Friday,
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
And even, and that does make sense. And obviously that's the smart way to go. But even, I mean, these guys are competitors, right? Even if they're not doing the same programming, they are going to be, showing off for each other. Look at me, I did that. And again, it's just an age thing. And I'm sure Matt's got it under control, but that's my biggest fear is that we're getting all happy about these guys. And I just hope they can maintain that throughout the season. All right. You want my picks?
Yep.
They're very, very different. Now do I go 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3, or do they have to be in an order?
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Okay. Andre Houdet, third place.
Who dat?
It's happening. Saxon Panchik, second place. Ricky Garrard, first place. Yep, I think things are changing, folks. Those are my picks. I stand by them.
Because none of those guys have been on the podium, hey?
Correct. None of them. Major changes are happening this year.
Well, one was briefly
that would be
on
awesome.
the podium.
Pardon?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't count. I've already deleted that from my memory.
And my dark horse is Guy.
See, and I'd say the dark horse would maybe be Houdet. Yeah.
Dark horse. He's awfully quiet down there in Mayhem. Not seeing a lot of him. Not sure what's going on. I mean, I'm hoping he's healthy, but I think he's going to surprise everybody.
Yeah, Dave and I have him at like 6th and 7th in our top 10 for sure. Dave's got Ricky at 10th, so very different.
My concern with Guy is he definitely has some holes that need to get better, and I don't know how fast Mayhem is going to help him get those holes filled.
What do you think
he is great at some events, right? He's going to win a ton of things, but he's got to make sure he doesn't have that big fall off.
I think he's working on him.
Because he won 3 events at the games?
Yeah, I'm just pulling that up now.
But he had some really bad finishes as well.
I feel like he had some bad finishes at Rogue too.
Yeah.
All good.
So Guy at the games he was 22nd, 6th, 1st, 27th, 26th, 8th. 1st, 5th, 16th, 27th, 6th, 1st.
Yeah, 3 events. That's it. 3 out of 13.
Yeah.
15.
He changes those to top 10 finishes, and he's right in the mix.
Like he was 7th last year, and that's with a 16th, couple 20 something. Like pull those up.
Yep, just a little bit. He's podium.
Yeah, he was Fifth, 70 points out of the podium.
Totally doable.
That's really not that far, I guess.
No, especially being that low, like pull them
He
all
may
up
not
by
even
five.
might not even be eligible to be called a dark horse, but he's my dark horse.
So it's funny, how much you can be swayed. A coach in this business that we comment on was concerned about certain aspects of Guy's game, and I guess that is what's influencing my decision.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. The more the more it comes into play with how you think.
Yeah, but I'm really letting one person's opinion influence my judgment, and not looking at the facts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's easy to do. It's okay.
And it's also, there's so many athletes. So how many opinions on each athlete can we really even hold in our brain?
Right.
Like there's so many athletes to follow, and they're all in different groups and here and there and different coaching philosophies.
Exactly. You mentioned CompTrain. Did we want to talk about Sam Kwant leaving CompTrain? Did we talk about that at all?
We haven't talked about it. It just happened this week, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I was wondering if we talked about it on Tuesday when we met.
We did not.
What's going on?
Because I was actually efforting a conversation with Sam, but he has not returned my emails.
Okay. We can still talk about it. I mean, yeah. So he has left CompTrain.
Yeah.
In a sort of understated announcement. Of course, Ben had an announcement. Sam had an announcement. All good. Amicable, seemingly. But yeah, they don't have a whole. We went from CompTrain Academy being the next big Olympic style, destination for elite athletes to, I have a handful of athletes in my stable right now, and none of them have podiumed on the, been on the podium.
In terms of elite, they have Sager, Smith, and Barnhart.
Yeah.
And Sager doesn't train there.
Correct.
Yeah.
No podium athletes. Like his 2 podium athletes just left.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for them.
Yeah. So it could be as simple as with Sam, and I'm just speaking about Sam, there was something that he was apparently allergic to in New England. And that when he moved back to Washington, things cleared up for him with his lungs and all of that. And it could be as simple as he just needed to move. It doesn't answer he does remote with Cole. Right. Why couldn't he do remote with Sam? And Sam did remote when he took second at the games with CompTrain.
Yeah, but he was remote with Harry Pally. He wasn't remote with Ben Bergeron.
And Harry's gone too.
Harry has left the building.
Oh, because in terms of like the male female matchups, who was Kwant? He was training with Barnhart though, wasn't he?
On site, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was. Yeah, Harry Pally was their coach. I mean, I don't even think was Ben even at MAC. I don't think he was there.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, and Amanda and Sam were both. No, was Sam there?
Yes.
Yeah, they were both there, and Harry was their person.
And so you were there with me, Kat, right?
Yep, I was.
When you looked at the 3 of them, there seemed to be a very tight bond.
3 peas in a pod.
3.
Yep.
Right, especially with Harry, and Amanda and Sam were together the entire weekend.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Amanda is next to go.
Do you think Harry's trying to do something on his own?
I don't know. I mean, it's possible. He's been in this, he's been in the environment for a very long time.
He's got the resume.
Possibly. I don't know. I don't know if he moved out of the New England area or not. But that wouldn't surprise me. The other question is obviously like, who is Sam going to be training with? Wouldn't it be cool if he went to Vegas? I don't think there's any allergens out there. That would be like nice, clear air, elevation, maybe a good time for him. That would be cool if he was an underdogs guy.
But I was also thinking about Kwant, that wasn't he like homeschooled and stuff? That the separation from his family of like not training with his brother, like that, I kind of was assuming it was that familial Ty that like there's more to life than being a CompTrain athlete on site at CFNE, that he just needed to go home, which I think is sometimes also underestimated. Look at Catherine Davis' daughter moved home.
And
yeah.
And I mean, she went into a really, positive training environment too. I don't know what it looks like for Sam at home, but it could also be that he's just in a different season of life now, and that, winning the CrossFit Games is not top of mind, right? Maybe he just wants to continue being competitive, having fun in the sport, and, isn't trying to do whatever it takes to win. And if that's the case, then he probably will stay home.
Yeah.
And lest we forget that Sam's brother made the CrossFit Games last year. And Sam was there as his coach.
Yep.
So that is a pretty good built-in training partner.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe his dad came close in the Masters division.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And the whole family worked out together.
Yeah.
So maybe he just missed that, and he has enough competition and enough push from them to go back and enjoy training again.
Yeah, and kind of back to the season of life, if he doesn't want to live elsewhere and train with other coaches and stuff, transitioning from elite to coaching his brother would also be a super satisfying tradition or transition too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have to all, we can't always assume that all of these people are making these decisions based on trying to win the CrossFit Games, because they don't all want to do that.
No, there's other things in life.
Right. Goodness. So I just thought that was a bit of interesting news that, we'll see what happens. Hopefully that's it. I mean, hopefully for Ben and CompTrain, there's no more drama.
Yeah.
What I find interesting is that CompTrain is a paid gig. It is like the one camp where you get paid to come there.
Oh, really?
Well, that's the rumor I've heard.
Okay.
And pretty reliable source.
Mm-hmm.
Did that bring people there initially because they were getting paid to do their job, and they realized that there's more to life than money?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. All right. When are you doing this workout, Scott?
Tomorrow at noon.
Tomorrow at noon.
Yep. We'll see where I get to.
Catherine, are you going to do this one?
Yeah, we'll do Friday Night Lights tomorrow night at the gym. So it'll be fun. It's the first really fun Friday Night Lights since COVID had gyms closed and stuff. So I think tomorrow night should be workout and then actually fun things with, friends at the gym.
Yeah, that'll be nice. We've got, there's a new Lululemon store opening up near my gym, and the sales rep is coming, and she's feeding us. She's bringing us a burger box or something. So that'll be cool.
Nice.
Speaking of Lululemon, did you see that they have come out with a women's only training shoe?
A shoe?
Yeah.
No, I thought you were going to say they came out with a D1 athlete discount because I need one for my son.
No. No, it is a shoe specifically designed for women to train in.
Well, since I buy men's shoes because my feet are so fat, I probably couldn't wear it. But
I was just going to say I wear men's shoes too, so I don't know.
Speaking of shoes, I did buy a pair of Rad shoes, and I got them, and my husband looked at them and said, "These look like nurse's shoes." And I was like, "Thanks." I got the sand color. It's sand and white. So he got in my head, and now they're just sitting on the dining room table, unworn, and I'm considering whether I put them on eBay, wait another week until they sell out in that color and make some money, or do I wear them and try them? Not really sure.
Give them a shot. You can still sell them on eBay if you only wear them once or twice.
That's true.
Just say they were worn once or twice.
Yeah.
I like the looks. I haven't seen the sand, but I like the looks.
All right, I'll try to, next time we're on camera, I'll try to wear them and show them to you.
Yeah. To me, they need some more obnoxious colors.
Yeah.
I like loud shoes.
At Wadapalooza, they had the white with the neon green, yellow.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
And I thought, and I even said this, it'll be in the Cooper Marsh interview tonight.
Mhm.
that they look like a mid-era Michael Jordan shoe.
Mm.
But that's like, so you're talking 1990s. So it's a 1990s style.
Mhm.
And you got to like that, right?
Yeah. I will. Maybe I'll give them a shot, and maybe I'll wear them for 22.3, and I'll give you all a review next time we meet.
That'd be good.
Yeah, everybody I
That'd be
talked to that has worn them loves them.
Okay.
So
We shall see.
but yeah,
Yeah.
check out Cooper Marsh tonight at 6. We
And
talk
what do
all
we have?
about the rad shoe.
What do we have Monday? Is it the famous power couple?
Yes.
Yes, Jeff Radler and Caroline Lambray.
Caroline Lamprey. Yep. And that, I love that interview. Jeff is way more into this interview than he was the first time we had him on. The first time it was more Caroline kind of explaining what they do from a coach, girlfriend, fiance perspective. This one is, there are things that made Jeff upset in the off season and he thinks needs changed. And he was very pointed about what that should be.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a good interview.
So yeah, that's
Cool.
coming out Monday.
Like it.
And I'm sorry for the frog in my throat.
It's okay. I gotta go. Time to make
Yeah, I got to go too.
lives with fitness.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time on, well, there won't be a next time. This is the end of the Open.
Yeah,
But we'll probably do something like this for semis or for quarters and definitely for semis. So we'll see you then. Have a good day, everyone.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.